Hey guys, this is Statton. Welcome to another Heart to Heart with Statton. Today's subject has actually spawned from me not having any subjects at this current time. I've actually been trying to think about what to talk about for days, and I've kind of have a mental block. Only it's actually kind of stirred my mind in other ways. You see, there, there actually. I've noticed that there's kind of two types of mental blocks that I didn't really think about. Most people, when they think of mental blocks, they think of where they can't think of anything. They don't have any ideas. Nothing is coming to mind, which is one form of a block. But another type of a mental block is where you actually got multiple thoughts or multiple ideas going in your head, but you can't seem to really pick which one would be the best for that current time. And that's actually the one I'm currently having. I've got so many ideas and so many subjects to talk about, but for me, timing is everything. I'm the type of person that just doesn't throw random subjects out there. It has to, I feel like the timing actually has to call for it. Like on my first video, which touches on disagreements. Well, what gave me that idea is the fact that at the time, all I've been hearing is people arguing and blowing arguments completely out of proportion, and people acting like if you so much have any ideas or opinions that differ from another person's, well, that makes you a hater. Well, and that's why I felt like that was the appropriate time and the appropriate video to start my Heart to Heart with Statton video. And also, like the second one, the True Friends one. Well, at the time, I was going through kind of a time where I was having like an emotional roller coaster, where I was making friends and losing them. But over time, as the video came to my mind, I started to realize that those things were not bothering me as much as they used to. It used to be where I hated losing friends. I really did. I still do. But at the same time, I've also accepted that the majority of the people that you think are your friends are really not your friends. That they are people that will come into your life, and a good majority of them will leave over time. But you'll still have your true friends. And when I came to that realization, that's when I felt moved to actually make a video called Your True Friends, and so on and so forth. Now, I could have used this video as a way of critiquing another movie. Well, I wouldn't say critiquing because I am not qualified to be a critic of any movie. I will explain what a movie's about. I'll even mention if I like it or not, and even give the reasons why I like it or the reasons I don't like it. But I do not have that professional level or the qualifications for people to look at me and say, "Oh, he's on to something." Because I've watched a few YouTube videos of people who actually do specialize in talking about movies and everything, and they point out things that I don't really notice. There are things that I notice. I'm not saying I don't notice lot of things about movies. I do, but they really go in depth to it. But I do like to give my opinions and recommendations on what movies would be good, rather if they are popular or not. And anyways, so as time went on, I started asking people because I still couldn't come up with a subject. Does anybody have a subject that they think I should try to talk about? And mostly, the last two people I asked just gave off shrugs and that they didn't know, and they couldn't think of a particular subject. One jokingly said cake, and what these two didn't realize at the time is they actually gave me the idea for this video subject, and that is being mentally blocked. Now, it doesn't have to be limited to just videos. It can be anything from writer's block to any creative ideas that you may have, but for some reason are just having a hard time getting it out there, whether if it's on paper or anything else. You see, one thing I also love to do, and I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video. I honestly don't remember if I did, but I also love to write stories. And I have had writer's block, and starting a story is very easy for me. You throw a couple of sheets of paper at me and tell me to just make up a story right off the bat. I can, although I'm usually my stories kind of begin, I wouldn't say exactly in the middle, but my stories don't exactly begin with me laying out or illustrating the surroundings or anything. It kind of it usually starts in the middle of an activity that the main character is already engaging in, though the story may not continue with that particular activity. So starting off a story is easy, continuing it is easy, but trying to figure an end to it, that's where things start to get a little challenging for me. And there are times where I've hit writer's block, where I'll get so far into a story that I absolutely love writing, and then I'll sit down and thinking, what's the best way to continue with this? And I can't think of anything, or sometimes the ideas I have just seem kind of, well, to me at least, seem kind of boring. One thing I need to kind of learn when it comes to story writing is balance, in the sense of I want to get detailed, but not so detailed into what's happening that the story just seems to drag on and on. An example would be like, say I'm writing a story, and in this story, these people need to get journey-wise from point A to point B. Okay, well, that's simple enough, except for how detailed do you get on the journey itself? And bear in mind, it's not the main journey, meaning that it's not like Lord of the Rings, where their journey is to get to Mount Doom and to destroy the ring. I'm talking about something small, like a person leaving one village and on foot traveling to another. Okay, that's understandable, but how detailed do I get on that tiny journey from point A to point B? Like they start walking, and suddenly I try to type as best as I can, describing the surroundings and even what they randomly come across on their way. I don't want my story to lack so much detail that the story begins with them leaving point A, and then what do you know? I skip all the way to the part where they reach point B, but I don't want to get so detailed that the journey right there, which is supposed to be a small one, takes far longer to read through than what it really has to be, and only to have the details not be very engaging or very exciting. So it's that balance where gotta figure out the happy medium here. Get detailed but not too detailed, while at the same time not lacking too much detail. And it is strange how things like this actually work out in the end. I never thought that I would, out of all the Heart to Heart with Statton videos I'd make, that I would actually talk about mental blocks like I am now. And to be honest with you, I'm actually happy that I've had a chance to get this off my chest. One thing I need to learn is, and this is something that I just realized recently, is that when you make YouTube videos, yes, you do want to appeal to as many people as you can, audience-wise, and you want to make videos that attract people to you and keep people with you in terms of subscribing and everything. But you also got to make videos you want to make, videos you feel comfortable with. And if you are sacrificing that part of you to try to please everybody else, even the viewers also, then you're not going to enjoy it. Now, not everybody's going to enjoy the videos you make, or the books you may want to write, or whatever creative ideas you want to engage in that involves other people around you. But in the end, it comes down to what makes you happy. And that's something that's something I just recently learned. While I have always said I don't expect my videos to be very popular, I realized I realize now that I sort of been contradicting myself here. I've worried so much about what others think of the videos. I try my very best to make it so the videos are pleasing to anybody and everybody. In fact, I'm starting to realize now that's actually the real reason why I haven't been continuing on with the Life is Strange series. I just started scrolling through my YouTube video list. I realized they're the ones that get almost absolutely no views. And I realized that the Last of Us, which I'm kind of shocked about because I think that's an awesome game, is not getting very many views also. And I started to wonder, and I caught myself at the very second I started thinking this, like, should I switch out to another video or to another game? And then I suddenly Life is Strange came back to my mind, and I realized while I did start to feel a little burnt out on that game, that's the real reason why I moved on from it, was because I saw it wasn't getting very many views, so I stopped it there. And I realized I shouldn't have done that, because I do like Life is Strange. I do. I should continue with it regardless if it attracts views or not, because if I'm giving up the video games that I'm recording and posting just because they're not getting very many views, well, then I'm doing something wrong right there, because I'm not doing what makes me happy also. And if I'm not happy making YouTube videos anymore, then I shouldn't be making YouTube videos. That's where I am still going to try to make videos that are entertaining for all of you. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, hey guys, this is it. I'm going to post what I like. I honestly don't care if you don't like him or not. While there is partial truth to that, though, I don't care anymore if my videos are popular or not. But I will try to make it so you find some entertainment out of them. And that my heart to heart videos also sincerely help in any way possible. Now, with that said, if you like my videos, great. If not, I am sorry to hear that. I hope you find videos that are appealing to you. But in the end, and I also recommend this for all of you, if you do make YouTube videos right now or are planning to, don't forget to do what makes you happy in these videos. Because if you're not enjoying it, then you either need to do one of two things. You got to make it so you're doing the things on your videos that you enjoy, or you need to stop doing YouTube altogether because it can be very stressful. And if you're worrying too much about the number of views, it can leave you feeling depressed and down. But when you don't worry about that sort of thing and you do the things you're enjoying, not only will you be happy with the videos you're making and you're posting, but in a lot of ways it can also be therapeutic. That's how I feel about my Heart to Heart with Statton videos. I find them to be very therapeutic, as it's kind of like I'm getting something off my chest at the same time. I feel like I'm talking to all of you face to face. I feel like I'm confiding in friends. And just knowing that someone is listening, that makes me feel a whole lot better. So always remember, if you're making YouTube videos, do what makes you happy also. If you're writing stories, write the stories that make you happy also. If you're doing anything else, pursuing any other projects that involves appealing to people out in the public, don't forget to also do what makes you happy. And most importantly, don't force it when you hit mental blocks, because that's also miserable. If you have to, step away temporarily from what you're doing and relax, and sometimes use that block as inspiration, just like I'm using my block as inspiration right now. Well, I believe that's the video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. My name is Statton. Like, share, and subscribe, and you all have yourselves a wonderful day.